Hello, and welcome to Digital Decode with Qhala. My name is Laura Walubengo, and I am your host for this podcast, where we'll be diving into anything that has to do with technology in Africa. And the aim of this podcast is for us to be able to decode anything that's happening digitally on the continent. As you know, the future of this continent is steeped in technology, and so you better be listening. What we're trying to do here is make sure that you're enlightened and inspired. Hello, and welcome to another episode of your Digital Decode podcast with Qhala. And today we're going to be talking to Mercy Mao from Britam Insurance. Mercy, hi, welcome. Welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Laura. My name is Mercy Mao. I head the Partnership and Digital Innovations team, where the Beta Lab Accelerator program resides.
Okay. So in your role in Britam, what does that entail exactly?
Yeah, so I'll speak more on the Beta Lab side, where I get to interact with startups, ensure that I can onboard them, bring them in, and be able to look at the innovative solutions that they have and see how we can be able to co-create solutions for the better of Britam.
Okay, so in case you didn't know, Beta Lab is a very innovative project or program or a facility even that Britam introduced last year. And I'll let Mercy talk a lot more about it. Maybe Mercy, you could tell us exactly what Beta Lab is.
So Beta Lab is a corporate accelerator program that was started with Britam. By Britam. What we do there is we work with startups in the InsurTech and FinTech space, and we co-create solutions so that we can be able to see if we can be able to get innovative solutions away from the traditional insurance and improve on product operational efficiency drive operational efficiency into the business. We started in 2022. It came about as a pillar within the strategy in 2020 for Britam in 2021 to 2025. So what happened is once we got it as a strategic pillar within that strategy, we got involved with Qhala. We went into
Okay, let me take you back then. I heard you say InsurTech. What is InsurTech? I've never heard of that term before.
Oh, InsurTechs.
Yeah.
So InsurTechs are startups that rely on technology and bring about to drive innovative solution within the insurance industry. So they do bring try and remove the gap between the traditional insurance and the digital transformation.
Okay, so how does that look? Because I think if you're not in the industry like me, you see insurance as one thing. You're like, you need to insure your health.
Yes.
You need to insure kids' education, future. You need to insure your car. You need to insure your home.
Yeah.
So at what point did you feel as Britam that you needed innovation?
Okay. So what happened is Britam went through a change process, and now when we were coming into the 2021-2025 strategic period, one thing that came out was we needed to look at things differently, and that's where innovation now started coming in. So through that's how Beta Lab became born. So it was to come and bridge the gap between the traditional way of doing things within the insurance perspective and look for solutions that we can be able to adopt as Britam to be able to drive customer numbers and generate revenues. Yeah.
Okay, so if you are coming up with innovations when it comes to insurance, could you give me an example of maybe some work that you've been able to do at the lab?
So yes. So normally, probably I can say normally what we do at the lab is we'll first maybe call for applications. This year, at least, we've been able to actually do one in an end-to-end way, where you say you would want to invite startups that have a specific, they have specific ideas in terms of bridging this particular gap in the insurance space. So you call out for applications, have a theme around it. Probably you can say innovating around insurance, or maybe the digital transformation within insurance perspective. And then, so in Kenya, actually, we have so many startups that are in this space.
InsurTech.
So, InsurTech and FinTech. So what they would do is they'll apply. And then for us guys, what we do is sift through these applications and look at solutions that are innovative. They can reach the undeserved market. Looking at also the problems that we currently have within our industry. Are they solving for that? And then now we sift through and then come up with a short list. And those are the people that we try and incubate within the program. So our program has 3 categories, or rather stages. So you could be in either one, pre-incubation, where youth ideas are still at early stage. Then we have the incubation stage. At least your idea has moved maybe from MVP, where you've built a minimum viable product that can be tested and piloted. Then after that, we have the accelerator program, where you have actually tested your product, and now you want capital to probably expand into the other markets and even within the country. Yes.
This is very interesting for me. I didn't know that there are actually a number of startups that focus mainly on insurance. I wonder because before you invite people to come to the lab, there has to be specific things that you're solving for. So I think one of the things that you mentioned when you were talking is that a lot of people maybe in Mashinani being able to access insurance products. Yeah. What are some other challenges that you try and overcome?
The other thing would be things like payments. So you'll find that one of the challenges that we do have within even Kenya is how quickly can you be able to pay for a product. So traditionally insurance, forms, right? So someone will come and sit down with you, and then you have to answer questions. Then first of all, you'll be like, you're from insurance, I have to explain everything, all those things, right? But when now it comes to InsurTech, they've simplified this journey such that you as a consumer, probably you might be even buying something like a phone. Then it comes embedded with insurance. So for you, you're thinking it's just the phone, right? But the value add, in the event that your phone gets lost, in the event that your phone gets destroyed because of water and stuff like that, an insurance company can pay you. So those are the products that we co-create with these startups, and they maybe try and get to the different markets.
So it's a completely new way, I think, of doing things, because traditionally, you have just an incubator looking at so many different startups that they can walk through the process. But you're focusing specifically on insurance. So in terms of industry, I think this is very, very, it's like a novelty.
Yeah.
And, I always find it amazing, like I told you earlier, I always find it amazing that something can just become new, like out of nowhere. It just comes to being. And from there, you actually change so many you change how people do things. And I think in a way, this really changes how we look at insurance. Yeah, because if you're saying you can get a phone that has insurance in it, then it takes away the burden from a person thinking, oh, now I have to pay extra. Do I really need it? Will something actually really happen to my phone? I think I read somewhere that the internet, not the internet, but the insurance penetration in Kenya is it at 7% now?
No, actually, it's below 3%.
It's below 3%.
Yes, it's around 2.4. And interesting enough, we are like the fourth placed within Africa. South Africa leading at 17%. So you're like, we still have a long way and we have untapped market. So how do we grow insurance? How does it become a basic and daily need for everyone? So you'll find that 2.4%, I think that's the estimate. You'll find that the highest would be in general insurance, so motor insurance and maybe medical.
The ones you have to do.
Yes, the ones that you have to do so because of your car and stuff like that. But things like insuring your phone, you've never thought about it, right? Insuring your home, you've never thought about it. So being able to embed products there, it becomes an easy thing, an easy conversation. Because something like, for example, the floods that we experienced recently, did you know that if you had an insurance for your home, you could be able to claim for such? So, for example, in the event that maybe you have internet in your house, you're purchasing things like TV, and you have an embedded product for home, it would come in handy at that particular point. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So at what point did you decide that rather than, I don't know, brainstorming to have these different products, why did you go via an innovation lab?
It's because of the space, right? So it's faster as well. Instead of so having an innovation lab, what it has brought about a way that we can be able to engage with different these startups, partners as well, to create solutions quickly and test them very quickly. So it wouldn't take the same process as going through traditional methods where you have to get before you get a partner in, you have to go through the whole rigorous process of having them onboarded through procurement processes. Then by the time you're testing a solution, maybe it's become obsolete. The assumptions that you had are not there anymore. So what this space has done is we quickly engage with startups, test a product. Is it viable? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, what happens then is you now try and see how you can be able now to get revenue and customers to now purchase the product. Yes.
Okay, so you let me take you back a little bit. You spoke about one project that you've managed to see end to end. What is the end result of that project?
So for that one, actually, now like the call for applications that we recently had, why it's dear to me right now, it's because we've started from the start, the beginning, where you're actually calling guys to submit their applications and see what they do. And then they get into a training. So it's currently ongoing. And after the training, we are now hopeful that we'll be able to see MVP, those minimum viable products, be able to even test them. Then finally, out of it, we see a pitch day where actually we'll have investors maybe in the room, and these guys can be able to pitch in front of, with now providing that opportunity for these startups actually to just pitch in front of investors. And what do we see outside there? Maybe something out of it will actually be built and it will be revolutionizing this country. And maybe we can be able to just bring that 2.4 to maybe 2.5.
Okay,
with one innovation.
So let me ask you, so once the innovation is done, does it become a product under Britam, or it sits with a startup?
So
you work together?
How it works, so Beta Lab sits on its own in some way. And so it's a co-creation between Beta Lab and the startup. Yeah.
Okay.
So Beta Lab is under Britam Holdings. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want? What is your vision for? I know you've said raising it from 2.4 to 2.5.
Yeah.
But what is the vision behind encouraging these InsurTech startups to come through?
So one of the first, it's to ensure that we can actually create things, innovations, right? That can help our customers more. So the base that we currently have as Britam, tap into an untapped market. So this we I think the less $1 a day economy bring new solutions that we can be able to get financial inclusion, such things, so that you can empower people at the bottom of the pyramid, right? Right to the top. So it's those things that give us the hope. The other thing is even creating the job for these startups, right? Once we test your product and you actually know that is viable, it means business, right? It means business for you, and it means business for Beta Lab as well. Customer smiles, right? Ensuring that you can bring that hope to a customer, right? With the financial products that we can be able to push out there. So those are the things that we see. And I think the vision and the future, actually, our vision and our future is very clear in terms of the things that we can be able to deliver. Yeah.
Okay. So at what point did Britam and Qhala meet and then decide to start working on this lab together?
Okay. So we went through, we did go through an RFP, the procurement processes. So at the end of it all, within an organization, you have to follow the rules that are there. So we did call for applications in terms of consultant, innovation consultant services. And we did receive a number of proposals, right? But what stuck out for us, for Qhala, it's the experience that they had within the field and industry, having worked with several startups, having also built some corporate accelerator programs. I think KQ is one of them in terms of some things that they've done with them. So these experiences made us lean more towards them, and even their way of how they actually presented the outlook of Beta Lab, they got to grasp what we also wanted. And I think that's how the relationship started. So we onboarded them. And after that, I think the journey was good. We had a contract with them for 1 year. And I think within that 1 year, we were able to do a number of things, which gave us skin in the game. One is we managed to have startups. That's the first phase. Understand what startups are, like the questions that you had. So being able to even just know and appreciate startups, who they are. So they gave us that opportunity. After that, I think during that period, we actually managed to do an incubation with one and co-created a product. So currently, from that cohort, we have one live product called with AI Care, a startup. It's called Motomatic. And what it does is the product is a telematic solution, mileage-based insurance cover. So if you have your car, you can be able to onboard yourself. And if you drive less than 10,000, you can be able to tap into discounts using our Britam motor product.
Please tell me more.
You do. So what happens is, so if you're a city resident and you drive like less than 10,000 kilometers within the year, you can be able to onboard yourself through the automatic link and get a discount on your comprehensive cover. So what that does, you get a gadget, a telematics gadget that is installed in your vehicle. All we collect is just the mileage details of the vehicle.
You don't track where I'm going?
No.
Okay, I'm just
so
joking.
It's just that, so that actually we can be able to look at the driving, how many kilometers. So as and when you surpass the 10,000, it will downgrade. But if you're within the 10,000 limit, you will be able to actually enjoy up to like 20% discount on your comprehensive cover. And an insurance cover like for Britam has a lot of benefits. Even the claims, even if you have claims, we are none of paying claims. So yes.
Okay. So I guess that's the So I guess, like you say, moving from traditional basically in this sense means that there's one size fits all.
Yeah.
Most insurance products, it's one size fits all.
Yeah.
If it's a house, well, it doesn't matter if your house is in Runda or in Kilimani, it's the same. I mean, of course, there's a few considerations here and there.
Yeah.
But I think, so if I'm only driving in Nairobi, chances are you rarely get to even the 5,000 mark, unless you're a person who likes traveling, I don't know, go to Nanyuki or go to Shags or something like that.
True. Actually, there are two bundles. There's a 5,000 one and a 10,000 one. So you can choose from any. And it's quite a nice product, actually. If you look at if you do your calculation in terms of the premiums that you're going to save annually, it is a viable product. So with AI Care, it was a process, a learning journey.
What is AI Care?
So that's the startup.
Okay.
That's a startup. Okay. Yeah, that's a startup that we partnered with and then now brought about Motomatic. Yes.
So I mean, it's fairly new. Better Lab is fairly new, and I'm sure what you thought it was going to be initially, it's becoming a totally different animal right now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could just tell us where you think Beta Lab is headed at the moment, because maybe 2 years from now it'll be different.
So yeah, so I think every day working in Beta Lab, you get to experience different things. There's always a new thing in Beta Lab. I think weekly, if I say by Friday I'll have done A, B, C, D, every week there's an FGH for Beta Lab.
What is FGH?
A new thing. Okay. Okay. So you have A, B, C, D, the ones and that you know, then there's the extra. And it's because, initially, what we thought of Beta Lab, but we knew it's going to grow, right? So we had like three things that we were looking at, right? So strategic partnerships. We thought that these startups will be able to create good partnerships and then see what we can be able to co-create. Of course, innovative solutions, and then financial inclusion, right? For the underserved market. But what we started noticing as well is internal. So what is Beta Lab actually doing for the internal consumer? So Britam staff, right? Britam is in 7 countries, right? So how are we able to bring about the innovation culture within Britam. So imagine inspiring everyone within Britam to become an innovator. Very big thing, right? So what that has done is like right now we are also running a hackathon, and you can see good ideas coming from staff, right? Innovative ideas. And if we can be able to now pick these ideas and just implement them, imagine what will happen. So those are the things that we're currently doing. And I believe in 1-2 years from this hackathon, we will have solutions that even our competitors will be able to see a transformation in terms of digital transformation and even the products that will be churning out and customer service as well. Yes.
So what I'm hearing is that now it's not about just doing your work. Everybody in the office sort of has a focus on solutions. So, okay, when a problem is presented, because I mean, every in most corporate settings, you have your target. There's a certain number, especially in terms of revenue, that you have to achieve. But so now you're skewing that so that the focus is, if I solve customer A's problem, then I'll be able to get more revenue because of that, because you've taken care of a pain point that somebody has. That's quite powerful, actually. If you have, I mean, even not even outside, not even in the office, but outside the office, I'm sure even as you look at things in your household and say, I could actually change things to happen this way.
Yes, true. If you look at now such a hackathon, right? So what Beta Lab brings in as well, we work with other industry leaders who can be able to train our staff and mentor. So you won't just give us ideas, right? In this program, but we'll go the extra mile as well. In the event that the training can also show you how to do business, so you're actually trained on even doing business modeling, how to pitch, training about the ups and downs of business, and never to lose hope, so those are the things that we are creating. And it means that it's not just within Britam, you can actually be able to use that skill. Because, what we usually say, anything that you learn is very difficult to forget, right? So the skills, once you apply them, they are yours. No one can be able to take them away. So imagine the time and effort that Britam is actually giving through Beta Lab to just train staff that have expressed interest in this hackathon, and they learn, be able to get this business mind, not just doing their core day job, and they can be able to impact the whole business or even their environment. Yeah.
Okay. So with what did you call it? Motomatic.
Motomatic, yeah.
With Motomatic, how many startups sort of pitched at that point before you ended up with that product?
We actually had 11 in the room.
11, okay.
11 in the room. After discussions, and so even the startups, when you call them, when they come to your environment, their expectations are different. So after you say what Beta Lab does, etc., you get some that will fall off. Probably it's because what they want is not what you're offering at that particular point. And even at that particular point, maybe you're learning to do some things, right? So we remained with 9, I think, and Qhala. Qhala was actually leading that session. So with the 9, what happened is each pitched. Then we now kind of asked them to give us proposals of what they think they'll be offering to us, right? With that, I think we remained with 5. And the 5, we were able to go to 3. We were only able to get 3 that we could be able to do testing and piloting the solutions. So out of the 3, It's only Motomatic that actually is now live. The rest, at least, we were able to test and pilot. And during that period, it means that we commit also in terms of when it comes to piloting, we could be able to pilot with our customers or your customers as a startup. Yeah. And things like marketing, go-to-market discussions, there at least we are able to also contribute something so that we can be able to see the idea being tested and the outcomes. Yeah.
Okay. So with this particular, the current cohort that you're working with, how many products are you looking at or expecting, or can you see potential for?
Okay. So current cohort, we have 6. Call for application had like over 50 applicants.
Wow.
Yes. So over 6, six of them are in the current cohort. And we picked the ones that are in pre-incubator. So in pre-incubator, after reviewing the proposals and even listening to the applicants, it's what is the need? Because when we were actually pushing out that call for applications, we stated that it was more on the training and mentorship program, where we'll get them training and mentorship, and they will be able to build their innovation solutions, get into an MVP, be able to pitch, and even get a business model that can actually work. So they're working with mentors, rigorous training for like 12 weeks, and then the outcome, as I said, it's the ultimate prize, pitch day, so it will be the first one to actually see pre-incubator. So it's the lowest level. Once you're done with that, it means your idea can actually now be tested. We incubate you, and maybe we can also be able to grow it. Yeah. So it will be a nice thing, nice feeling.
So during pitch day, where do you get the interested investors from?
So what we will do, Beta Lab has also been involved in events. We have, even in these mentorship pools, we have events that we have sponsored as well. So these are the partners that we are looking forward to engage, to support us. Number 2, from the mentorship team, they do have these funders who can be able to also be present within during that period. So that's the group that we are looking at. We have industry experts that we know that could be able to, potential partners actually, even with Britam as well, that will be able to see if they can be in the room. So we are looking for people who can be able to be in the room and listen to the startup. So it's a step towards the right direction. Once we get we get these partners, we know that we'll be able to support the ecosystem. Yeah.
So if I'm a startup and I'm interested, do I have to wait for there to be a call, or I can just come and interact with your website? How do I interact with you?
Actually, you can. So this call for applications are specific, right? But so those are programs that will continuously work, and it's because of the focus. Even within a program, you need like a focus group that from this one, by the end of the year, you have a target X.
Yeah.
But yes, every day we do receive applications. It depends with which we have to also vet and see where we can be able to place you. The three buckets that we have: is it pre-incubator, incubator, or accelerator? And depending with where you fall, we see which resources that you actually require. And if the idea as well is good for us to invest in, we do proceed with it. So there are other startups that are not in this cohort, and we are engaging more. So it's a continuous cycle. We don't close our doors because you can't close on innovation. Any day you can get that one idea. Yes.
What does that mean to you as Mercy in terms of, I mean, if you say that you have more than 50 applications and Britam, I don't know how many staff there are, but there are hundreds, 7 different countries. And this is an idea, or rather a generation of ideas that you're encouraging. What kind of impact do you feel you're making as Britam?
Very good question. And it's because looking back to probably maybe where I started, right? So to where I am right now, where you can actually see there's some impact that we are doing to each and every individual. You know, when someone comes out and say they want to be heard of an idea and you actually buy into it, you know, there is that joy that I can't explain, but it gives us hope, knowing that the future does not only depend on what we used to think of. Now, the traditional way, we would only think of the current corporates that are there. But imagine in a world where your kids even can be able to figure out a solution and it can be bought into and they get revenue, you know, skills. You can learn something, you can figure out something that is a problem within this world, and that innovative solution can actually be your bread and butter. So you don't have to always rely on the traditional aspects, but there is hope. You know, there's actually hope right now. So this corporate accelerator program is opening up the future of this generation, right? Creating job opportunities. So it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. There's this thing that people are saying where maybe the generation that is currently there, some of them don't want to think for themselves, etc., you know, because of mental health, all those things, right? But if you listen to these guys, they actually have some things that can actually be tapped into, right? So those are the things. So there's something. If you just take time, there's something. And that's the time that we are taking in Beta Lab to listen and see how we can be able to support.
I think that's the advent of a very new way of doing things for companies, for corporations. What would you say, let's say, to companies in a different industry about why having an innovation lab or hub is a game changer?
I think each and every corporate should actually try and do it. Fail fast and fail forward, right? Yeah. So, if each corporate entity could actually just build a specific wing just for innovation to listen to these ideas, it would be a game changer in terms of there are so many things that we have not figured out, and there is no time for waiting for other people within other, probably looking outside. But within just Kenya, we have so many problems, you know, and out of problems, we always find a creative way of solving the problem. So if we look at these things in a more better way, how to support them become bigger, each and every corporate company has their own problems, right? So it means that there's something out there that someone else can figure out to assist that corporate company. So in terms of digital tech, even just an innovative way of solving things, even without technology, So those are the things, making work easier. There's no need of doing a process over and over, yet something else can be done, to produce better results. In this industry, customer is first, right? All industries, I think, right? Mostly everyone has a customer, right?
You need your customers to survive. Yeah.
So the question is, how do we ensure that the things that we're delivering out there are customer-centric? Just imagine if Kenya was customer-centric.
From the government.
Yes, from the government to us. Yes.
So actually, in every single industry, I think we need that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if every corporate, even government institutions, but I think they are also trying to do some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just the support. There is something. It's exciting to be in this through this journey, actually, and having a day-to-day exciting thing. You come to work and there's someone with an innovative thing that you need to hear. And then you're like, this one has figured out something different from this other person.
The code.
Very interesting. So then the other thing that you will see is that the young minds are actually coming up with solutions very quickly. It's not like long time ago, if you would give a developer work, you'd find that a system would take like more than even a year to complete. But right now, people are actually being able to deliver apps within a month, right? Your customers are digitized within a month. If you open a restaurant, digitized. Yeah. Everything is just digital, So such things. It's an interesting time to live, I think. Yeah.
Maybe I can just wind up by asking you, so you've identified the problem, you've come up with the solution. How important is it to get the right partner to work with to set up something like this innovation lab?
It is important. It is important because you see, it starts with an idea, right? As a corporate, you'd start as an idea. Probably you have a problem. Then you'd be like, we need to resolve this through innovation, right? Then, of course, it means you need extra help because probably internally you will not be able to get the right kind of skill to do this. That's why you need an innovation consultant to be able to see someone who's honest in terms of the challenges that they've actually faced out there with even these startups, right? How to even understand your objectives clearly, because that's one of the biggest issue was because it starts as an idea. How do you make it real? How does it solve your problems? So like just having a corporate accelerator, how will it solve Britam's problems? So being able to bring that out and even have stakeholder buy-in, I believe an innovation consultant was the right approach that assisted us to actually having a lab that we can say it's in its proper footing. So something that we also, after now our engagement with Qhala, we went ahead now to develop frameworks, startup frameworks. So based on the key learnings that we had with Qhala, and then now how do we ensure that when we run programs, the outputs and the success rate can also be measured, getting even into the right deals, getting the startups into the right rooms, the ones that we're talking about, the investors, etc. How do we reach that level? Which industry leaders can we work with? You know, all those things. So we came up with a framework, the startup framework, and that's the one that we now keep on just ensuring that it works for us as Beta Lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. Like I'll be quite happy to actually go through and see some of the products that you do come up with, because I know insurance is a very tricky topic when you're on the outside looking in. I think if you work for an insurance company, it just makes sense to have insurance. But there's a lot of convincing to take a piece of a pie in somebody's household, say, okay, this is important for you. You only see it now, you know, I guess when COVID came in and you have health insurance, or when you mentioned the floods, and just bouncing back. Life is about bouncing back. So just being able to bounce back in a proper way. I mean, it's fascinating. I wish you all the best. I think there's some very, very nice stories that will come out of there.
True. Watch this space.
Do you look like you don't believe me?
No. True. Watch this space.
You watch it, yeah?
Watch this space. So, December, after our pitch day, watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be back to make more stories.
Challenge accepted. So thank you so much, Mercy, for making time to just have a discussion with us today. And I hope we'll be able to learn some more about some of the work that you do. I think now everybody knows that they should go into the Better Lab website. Is there a separate website? What's the URL?
It's under our Britam website. Then you'll find a link under Beta Lab.
Okay.
So yes, the main website for Britam. Then we have Beta Lab there.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you are a startup and you have any ideas, please go to the Britam website. Check out Beta Lab. I keep mispronouncing it. Beta Lab. Check it out and see if you can shoot your shot. Thank you, Mercy.
Thanks.
Wish you a good day.
Thank you.